So I'm making my second sweater on my 48 needle circular knitting machine. So this is my update video. Follow me on the process that I do to make my second sweater. I'm going to make my sweater in this yarn for my husband. My first sweater, I have the full tutorial on how I made this one. It's called my no frill sweater, and I will link the two videos I have on sizing and the tutorial on how I made it in the video description below. But this was made with Caron Simply Soft yarn, and it's a number 4 medium weight yarn, or like a worsted yarn. This yarn that I want to make, this was my test scarf I made out of the yarn so I could just see how it worked, is the Premier anti-pilling everyday bobbin. I got a whole bunch of it on clearance, and it's also a number 4 medium weight yarn, so a worsted yarn. But I thought it would make a nice colorway for a man's sweater. But what's interesting is when I did my test project is you can see where I mattress stitched my panels together. Here's the Caron yarn and the panel width that it makes using my 48 needle Sentro. The yarn's slightly thicker. So it's about 7.5 inches wide on the panel, whereas the Premier yarn, even though it's the same number 4 medium weight yarn, it's slightly thinner. My panel's only at about 5.5, 6 inches. So, which means I'm going to have to probably even use more panels than I thought I would to make about a large, extra large size sweater. So I kind of wanted to show this as a nice visual for everybody. If you are using a pattern and you're not using the exact same yarn, how the project can come out a slightly different size, because even though it says they're both in the number 4 medium weight range, they're not identical yarn because they're two different ones. So your gauge is going to come out slightly differently. So I'm just kind of going on my process. I've just kind of started trying to figure out how many panels and how I want to put together the sweater. And I was going to do update videos on how I kind of figure out to make this sweater in an extra large size, changing up the sizing. So here's where I've started. I've bought the yarn. I've made a test project. That's where I'm at. So, but I'm really excited to get going, and it's black yarn too, which I do love. It's super soft. I think it's going to turn out really nice. Here's kind of like a picture they have on the spool, which I thought would turn out really good. So here we go. Day 1 of making another sweater.